The Core is a 2003 sci-fi movie with emphasis on the sci that focuses on our main characters Aaron Eckhart, Stanley Tucci, Delroy Lindo, Hilary Swank, Bruce Greenwood, DJ Quails, and Sergey and Richard Jenkins. This movie is about the Earth's core stopping. Suddenly stops from mysterious reasons. The government. Our heroes have to go on a journey. They have to go on a journey and restart it using nukes and a drill. So our initial scene starts off with our little guy. He's just a little placeholder guy, you know. Kind of just like losing balance, getting dizzy because the magnetic field is disappearing. What didn't happen? I'll explain later. Space shuttle in the sky, trying to land, but because of this magnetic interference that wouldn't happen, it's of course by roughly, you know, a little bit too much. Instead of landing at the runway where they're supposed to land at, which I believe is Vandenberg, I'm not entirely sure, not up to date on that. They instead go into the Los Angeles metro area, and upon landing, they're taking up a little bit too much room, they're taking a bit too much length, they're about to hit construction workers, so they're like, you know, our gear's already down, so we're gonna put it back up. This is not possible. It's never been possible, never will be possible, because the space shuttle program has been cancelled, but it was never possible because you could never put the gear back up to begin with. I didn't like that at all. That peeved me whenever I first started watching this film. Directed energy weapons have been around for a while, never as strong as depicted in the movie, and they likely won't be as strong as depicted in the movie for another like 50 to 100 years. The reason why is because it has this tiny little electric power source for this big ass laser that punches a hole through a hill. My buddy in Christ, this is not happening. Because for it to punch a hole through a hill, that means all of the rock and sediment and other fun things had to have been vaporized. That requires an absurd amount of electricity. You're not making that on your little Jankmobile. He's my favorite character in the movie, but he's not doing that. And then we come out with our new wonder material. Unobtainium. Which is supposedly made of a tungsten lattice or crystal that can withstand high pressure, high heat, impact, molten metal at high pressure, a death ray, a character stupidity, and it's like unobtainium doesn't get cut by the laser, which is great because it's absorbent or whatever, and it's awesome. I don't like this little continuity error part where they have the bottom of the cinder block being just blown up and gone, but behind it the other two plates, well it's wood and then it's a metal plate, are just completely fine on the bottom part where the cinder block that is sat on top isn't. I didn't like that. I looked it up also. The closest analogs we have to such a substance would be hafnium carbide, ceramic tiles or whatever. I forgot the name, like what kind of material it was. Problem with ceramics is they're brittle. And they break. They can withstand really high temperatures, I'll give it that, but surviving a fall into a giant amethyst cave, which pissed me off, would not be happening. And also, no, there isn't a massive cave system under the planet's surface. No. Inaccurate. This laser, buddy boy, oh, please save me. So the refractive index of water makes the effective range of lasers much lower. More energy through the lasers for them to like work. To be able to melt rock underwater in the Marianas Trench, where water is at its densest, and not only be able to melt rock, but instantaneously melt rock to punch through the Earth's crust, is not happening with your standard
portable nuclear reactor.
Easily the most unrealistic part of this movie, aside from the core stopping and being restarted, is the government funding science. Just Coliseum scene is really quite awful from a science perspective, but I mean, it looks cool. It's just, if that were to happen, the stone would be vaporized, because they say that this is like super powered geostorm with a lot of electricity that's like melting things. It just get vaporized. It wouldn't really explode like that, I don't think. Unless the explosion comes from air pressure from huge amounts of lightning and the air being ionized, creating like pressure differentials. I really don't know. The Golden Gate Bridge in the San Francisco Bay is being boiled alive by a space death ray from the sun because the magnetic field of Earth has stopped working. This would not happen. If the Earth's core stopped, there's still layers around it of molten ferrous metals and just metals in general that'll keep the magnetic field going for a while, maybe like 2,000 years at the absolute lowest. That peeved me. Also, apparently the rocket drill can attract whales, which is how they found our two surviving protagonists at the end of the movie, Aaron Eckhart and Hilary Swank. That was pretty cool, I guess. I'll get into the math. I wanted to find out how much energy would really be needed to restart the Earth's core. Spoiler alert! It's a lot. It's somewhere in the realm of 1.589 times 10 to the 26 joules. Now, if we go back in time, way back, on October 30th, 1961, in the Soviet Union, in the Arctic Ocean, at a yield of about 50 megatons of TNT, the Tsar bomb was detonated. The Tsar bomb was originally designed to yield 100 megatons, but was instead reduced to limit the fallout. The fireball was 5 miles wide, the mushroom cloud height 40 miles high, the width 25 miles wide, the destruction radius was 20 to 35 miles wide. Weaker buildings, such as those made of wood, would be obliterated. Severe blast damage was felt 30 to 40 miles away, and windows were shattered at almost 600 miles away. The shockwave circled Earth 3 times. The thermal radiation could cause third-degree burns 60 miles away. It was 3,300 times stronger than Hiroshima. And to match the amount of energy that you would need to restart the Earth's core, you would need 760 million of them. So they're not doing it with their little, 1,000 megatons of nuclear warheads. That's just not happening. And I did the math for that. And then I wanted to find out what the earthquake percentage and destruction would be. It's negligible. It's pitiful, even. A change in rotation of the Earth's crust would shorten a day by about 4.5 microseconds in a week, which really doesn't mean anything. There's continents moving that are doing more changing of the day than that. So, I guess. What I did like most about the movie, though, was Stanley Tucci accepting his fate. He was laughing. That was fun. And then the part of the movie that I really liked most was the plasma blackout that they had, that limited communication while the space shuttle was coming back into Earth. I thought that was a lot of fun to watch, because that is something that happens. So props on them for being realistic in that department and taking some liberties in other places.